My honor compels me to gloat.
Nirana.
Storm spit.
Sand King. Sven stands ready.
Windrunner at your service.
Alright, as you can see, this is going to be one long video, and you're going to be in for the long haul if you're going to watch this. Don't worry, this one is a lot more action oriented than the last one. I didn't want to split this up into two videos because all I really earn is what, more views? Like, that's kind of a cheap way of getting them. I'd rather just one massive video that you sit through and watch in parts, or you just watching it all when you're bored or whatever. In any case, I'm using Sven. He's a really manly ass champion. Look at that sword. I start off by taking the haste rune at bottom end. You're not gonna need an explanation, a deep, thorough explanation of what his Q ability does, the one I just got. So I'll explain the other two abilities. They're useless. His W and E are pretty much not needed for a while. His E is a one-point wonder for a long part of the game. So I got the haste rune, which speeds me up incredibly so. And since they know I'm bottom, and like they wouldn't expect me to be all the way at top, so with the speed of the haste rune, I run my ass up there, and immediately go at the enemy windrunner, that arrow chick. You already saw that my Q is a stun, so I stun her ass from far range. The Mirana has an ash-like arrow on her W skill. Stun her. We beat up on her. Scorpion King, Sand King has a line AoE stun, so we just chain stunned her and killed her. Now Storm Spirit is running around, he's torturing my Invoker, and he's getting his ass kicked. However, he's playing beyond aggressively. I was just top. I need to get back bottom, so he should have expected me to come down and start wailing on him and getting him killed. So that already means 2 kills, and that's a roamer. I'm almost level 3. I'm like, I didn't really lose a lot from doing this. You could actually roam the entire game and still be at levels. So Storm Spirit comes back and already kicks my Invoker's ass. So I come back right there and try to gank him again, but Invoker doesn't react too quickly. I lose out mana. My Invoker's dying, so I give him my potion. You can give your teammates potions. This keeps him alive. He thanks me for it, and we're all good. I will be periodically drinking from my cup. I'm gonna be thirsty. It's 26 minutes. Anyways, I'm looking to buy an item called Shadow of Urns, or Urn of Shadows. There we go. I think I've explained it in the last game, but to those who are just watching this first time as a Dota game, every time something dies around you, you get a stack. 1 point of it on the urn. If you kill something, you get 2. I think that's how it works, or I think it's only when you kill something. I'm not too sure. Or 2 whenever something dies. I'm not too sure. I don't have a good memory on these items yet, but I just know that the function. It works as a heal, a ranged heal that you can give to your teammates by using up one of the points, or a dot to your opponents. Alright, so they jump my teammate, and we initiate on the overall destroyer. And he gets speed boosted by the Dark Seer. I can't catch him even with my E. I should explain what my other abilities do before I just start saying E and W. My teammate dies. I'm like, ugh, I feel I kind of screwed that one up. I could have kept him alive. Anyways, my W gives me a passive cleave. That's about it. It's pretty useless early on because you don't really deal a lot of damage, and it's good when you have damage later on. So right now it's not important. You level up your Q first. You put 1 point in E because it gives you, as you can see right there, movement speed, so I can escape from being destroyed, and passive, armor to your teammates when you use it, and yourself too. but the movement speed doesn't, you know, rank up any per point you put it, so it's kind of useless to, you know, put more than one early on. You don't have the mana yet to, you know, just spam your ability, so you gotta save it for your Q. That's what I've been taught. So you level up your stats instead. You can level up your stats instead of, you know, abilities. Depending on, you know, the situation, sometimes it's better to level up your stats. And for some characters, like melee ones here, it's important. So now, mid lane is my mid lane invoker came down bottom to gank and found the Dark Seer. I thought he wouldn't chase, you know, the Dark Seer who's speeding himself up, but he is. I'm like, oh, okay, I might as well join too. But the Destroyer comes in, I'm like, nearly no health, and just gets himself destroyed. I have no idea why he did that, but he's dead, and that gives us another, you know, more kills. Anyway, Sven's ultimate is a real badass ultimate. That's one you actually put, and it recently got buffed. His ultimate, basically is just a massive damage boost. It gives him a lot of flat, I think his attack damage, or just damage. Yeah, there's no AD or AP here. Just damage. So he pretty much gains a huge, massive steroid. He has 3 steroids on one character. Ancient Apparition, my partner, his ultimate is just awesome. You're gonna see it throughout the entire game. He throws some kind of orb, and like it goes on forever until you click R. When you click R, it stops there, and then he'll shoot another ball and strike whatever's in there, dealing massive damage the farther it's gone, I believe. Or no, I think it's just the radius increasing. And it cuts all healing done to them, deals pretty hefty damage just on impact, and does slows them a tad and gives them some AoE, I mean, some dot damage afterwards. As far as I believe, I don't know if my memory is too clear. Okay. So, as you get, Sven is a very aggressive support. Yeah, he can carry if he gets farmed, but he isn't, you know, as a big ass carry like the others. He's pretty farm dependent. And now look at this. I used my TP scroll, which is basically a teleport on, you know, on an item on demand, to go around the woods and gank top. Ancient Apparition threw his ultimate and struck, you know, dead on the Windrunner. Windrunner uses Windrock, which prevents us from hitting her with any, you know, physical attacks. Doesn't matter, I use my Q and destroy her. It's an AoE ranged, targeted, and it's high range, eh? AoE stun for massive damage. Pretty much cost all your mana early on, but whatever. You saw that. Mirana missed her arrow stun, and the Invoker missed his knock-up AoE long range stun. Invoker has a lot of tools. I'm too new to be able to explain what Invoker does, but he does a lot of stuff. He's got, like, you know, he's incredibly useful. He's got a lot of tools. Like right there, look, dead. Because of that long-range AoE knock-up. Can you imagine a hero like that in League of Legends? Burden of knowledge, apparently. It keeps him from being in the game. Now, like I said, Sven has 2 cool things. One, he can be played as a support, you know, a stun bot, aggressive ganker. Support ganker. Going around stunning people and whatever. Or he can be used to farm. Now, if you play him as support like I intended to do, and you still gank people and, you know, you get ahead, you can transition from a support to a carry. A strength carry, no less. So, it's like, that's pretty awesome. It's like, you can, you know, your role can change on a whim depending on what you decide to do in the game. Now, the initiate on my teammate's bottom, Invoker does something called EMP Wave. I don't know the exact name, but it's an EMP. All their mana's gone, so they really can't do shit no more. And as a result, they just get picked off, which is when I arrive and whatever. Invoker has a lot of abilities. You can literally play this guy in like 10 different ways. And you can change within the game as him. It's like, that's how useful he is. He is not the most overpowered character in the game. But yeah. Oh yeah, Clockwork initiates on my teammates and just gets eviscerated. Silence, stun, just ugh. We have to run from the Dark Seer. The Dark Seer has this kind of cocoon thing, puts on themselves and does AoE damage to those around them. It's pretty good for initiating, you know, you don't want to be around it because eventually it will deal a lot of damage if you just ignore it. And you can place it on anybody, you know, his teammates. So, I don't have mana to do anything, and this Destroyer pretty much hurts like hell. I don't quite know all his abilities yet, but and that right there is Storm Spirit. He's an intelligence carry. Now, since there's a lot of free time because I'm dead, I can explain to you the difference between, you know, strength, intelligence, and agility carries as best I can explain. Most agility characters are carries because agility ended up being the one that scales best. I don't really, you know much about how to define an agility character. I just know they get, you know, attack speed, damage, and all that good stuff from agility. It all makes sense why they'd be good. A lot of good sustained damage. Strength ones tend to end up being, you know, tanky DPS, and they get kited to hell and back. But, you know, the tankiness sure does help, you know, given the team combo, all that good stuff. And intelligence one carries, they're squishy as hell, but they have a lot of utility and a lot of cool tricks they can pull. Like Storm Spirit, his ultimate is infinite, you know, an infinite gap closer. He can go from one side of the map if he had the mana, which he'll rarely ever do. And as you can see there, I just rolled my face on the keyboard and activated all my steroids, and I didn't need them. My teammates did all the work, and I stunned them, and the ultimate from my blue face Archon teammate, you know, did most of the work. Then the Sand King came. Alright, so my team is ahead, but as you can see, the game is far from over. Their team is way more late game than ours, that's for sure. We know this, and we kind of don't have to let them get to that point. So we got to push, gank, and just destroy the enemy team as quickly as we can. Now, that other item I have, I didn't get a chance to explain. It's called the Magic Wand. It builds from the Magic Stick. So, you all know how Kassadin's E works, right? Any spell cast around you gives you a little stack on that thing. Oh yeah, my teammate dies here, by the way. Gives you a stack, and I'm gonna wait. I'll explain afterwards. I'm gonna get myself killed right now. I stopped to heal myself with an urn, and that animation slowed me down enough that the enemy Clockwork was able to use his Q, which causes like very minute stuns to an enemy around him randomly. So it's kind of like stunned me every single time, like key. So I couldn't move. I slowly lost, you know, traction and got myself killed. So it was my fault that I stopped to try to heal myself. Anyways, back to Magic Wand. It works like Kassadin's E. Whenever something is cast around you, it gives you a stack on it. You get a stack on it. You heal yourself, and like it heals you mana and a certain amount of mana and health when you use it. So as you can see, it's good for sustain, like, you know, especially versus spam happy heroes. They spam you, you heal yourself, and you can keep doing that whenever you have a stack. So it's like if you're fighting a combo team, it's like free health and mana. It's like great regeneration, and it's regeneration your opponents don't know. So it's like, surprise, I can back to full health or back to a lot of health. And I got mana for another spell. So it's a really useful item, and pretty much everybody can justify buying it. Especially since it builds out of Iron Branches, with the most cost-effective item in the game, and a Magic Stick, which is the same ability, just less stacks. Anyways, here we initiate on the team. Like, we had a ward and we saw where they were. Initiate on the Darkseer, and I survive only because of the Magic Wand to heal myself out that much. We kill the Darkseer and we kill the Destroyer. I run off and buy myself an Arcane Boots. Now, you wouldn't normally go this on Sven, but the way I'm playing him so far is like, I want to get farm, so I want to transition to a sort of semi-carry. So I want to spam my Q on farms. I mean, I'm creep minions. So I want to be able to spam my W. I mean, yes, spam my Q and, you know, gain back some mana from my using it inappropriately. Though it also helps the team. That's the important part too. My team would really like it. I don't know if anyone. When I bought it, I didn't know if anyone had bought it yet, or I wasn't paying attention. Probably not. I wasn't paying attention. So now we're just wandering, and we're trying to look for a kill. We want to push bottom, and we want to kill somebody. Like, they're trying to initiate on us, and we're trying to counter-initiate on them, but, you know, we keep failing, so we're going back and forth, you know, the Mexican standoff mode. We have some wards, or we can just see them. and I wait in around just so I can use my Q. My Q is very important for the initiation, or anything that's long range is good for the initiation. So we initiate thanks to Invoker's Wind Tunnel Blast of Doom, and we get ourselves a free tower. Though for some reason I didn't bother tanking it. There, I didn't notice my Ancient Apparition was buying a Urn of Shadows, so this is going to be conflicting. If there's more than one Urn of Shadows, you don't share you don't get stacks or anything. One person will get the stacks, the other one gets poor. So it's kind of wasted on one of us. I'll eventually end up selling it though, because he ends up getting all the stacks, and I just feel like, it's kind of a dead item on me. I don't need the Mana Regenerate anymore. Ogre's X, that's what I buy. It's a component for something called the Black King Bar, which grants me complete magic immunity while active. That's pretty substantial and very useful for strength carries, so they don't get kited. That's Priestess of the Moon's ultimate. It gives us all stealth, global stealth, and that's awesome. It allowed us to get into a really good ass position to initiate on their entire enemy team, and we just annihilate them. As you saw with my ultimate, I did a lot of damage. There's no way this Clockwork's gonna escape because my stun is right up, and just gotta hit him, because the line of sight was bugging my Q. Well, not bugging, it's just a block. I couldn't target it thanks to it. That's kind of a neat feature for Dota. The line of sight creates a lot of juking opportunities and balances out powerful ass targeted abilities like Sven's. If you can juke a person around those line of sights, they won't get you. You can run away. So that's a good thing. That's kind of a cool thing. Here is kind of a stupid thing of me. I waste my Q, and the Storm Spirit just initiates on me and leeches me back in. It would have killed me if he didn't realize that my teammates were coming back. However, if he had jumped me and I had stunned him, then my teammates would have CC'd him and he would have dropped. So we would have gotten an easy kill because he decided to jump me with his fat ass. Here we get another tower, but they initiate on us. See, with Darkseer's Q, pull us in and kill both me and Invoker. That's kind of bad, but they won't capitalize it on this that much. Sorry, I'm slipping through my own words. That's one of Clockwork's abilities. Oh yeah. Well, here we go. Sand King uses his ultimate, creates a slams his tail after channeling, and does a shitload of fucking damage. And yes, you can see he almost killed the entire team. Of course, he couldn't, he didn't last long enough to use his W, which gives him invisibility as he moves his body around creating sand. So if he had gotten that off, the entire enemy team would have been killed. Thing is, it's sort of like Fiddlestick's ult. You see it coming, and then it happens, and it starts wrecking your team. So if you stop it, that goes like all of Sand King's damage. If you don't, then he's gonna tear your team apart in AOE frenzy, and it slows too. So it's pretty big. Anyways, that Clockwork thing, those little pods that he put, it's basically a wall that puts you in there, and if you touch it, you lose mana. So it's kind of like you can't escape it. You can destroy them, but on some characters, it pretty much stings even touching them. Alright, so this is something stupid. He teleported right next to the turret, and we are able to initiate on his ass. So the second he gets stunned by my teammate, we all just jump him. Activate, face roll my face on the entire keyboard, and start just tearing people to pieces. Though I don't want to be near that goddamn Storm Spirit. Yeah. Because he'll destroy me. Though I should have been close enough to use my stun, and he got away because of that. Alright. I don't know if any of you didn't see the Earthshaker one. You obviously don't know what the Darkseer's ultimate does. So Darkseer's ultimate creates a wall that you've already seen. Your purple wall thing. If your enemies go right through it, they make a copy of themselves, which will fight alongside you. And the best part about that is if they kill the images, then and they go through the wall again, they'll create another. And this is a regeneration rune. Touch it, you hear yourself like this Sand King. I told I pinked to him and told him, it's yours, you're dying, you need this, grab it, bro. And he's like, yo, thanks, bro. So we get Roshan, and that gives us the Aegis of the Immortal, and that's pretty much a guardian angel. That's pretty much it you get from the Baron. No Baron buff, just a lot of gold, and that a Guardian Angel. We give it to Mirana because we have no actual carry, and she's got to act as a substitute. And I just get raped by this goddamn Storm Spirit. He just jumps me and presses, holds his face on the keyboard, and I die. So that was pretty awful on our team player. We just got Roshan and we got ourselves all killed. Mirana decides to re-engage and nearly, dies. She's right now on the run for her life. She's drinking, per bottle, which is basically 3 charges of mana regeneration and health regeneration. Sand King is, trying to make escape, and they make it out. Darkseer gets hit by Invoker's AoE knockup. Mirana's arrow and then Sand King's Q and just gets destroyed. So there you go. There's another death. You can see the kill count up there. How many people have died in this game already? That's pretty hellish, and it's pretty awesome, and it's still not over. Though, a lot less is going to happen. There, I have my BKB. That's that whole mana, magic, immunity. Immunity. There, I got it that time, immunity. So, I have that thing now, so I can start putting points in my W. I'll deal more damage to people around me, I'll stab them in the face. Though, putting points into E would be reasonable for my team's buff. So right now we're poking at the tower. They are better late game, and it's starting to show, it's starting to hurt. Like, they just wiped us out in the last team fight, so we gotta be a lot more careful. I hang back, because my stun is very useful for, just getting the right person. Mirana's just tossing in arrows blindly, just so we can get somebody. And we knock up the Destroyer, so I initiate on him, but he faces himself out. That means they initiate on us because they know some of our stuns are down. And I'm trapped in the fucking wall by the Clockwork. So I decide to, face roll the keyboard and just destroy him and break myself free. Now, we're trying to, kill everybody that moves. And I use my Q on the wrong person. If I use it on the Darkseer, he would have died. I'm tanking the tower, and I die as a result. Yay. So, at least my team is able to clean up everybody else. We get near almost full ace. Windrunner gets too close, and Invoker's gonna knock her ass up right now. Ooh. And the rest of the team just CCs her and just pews at her. Like, her windrunning ability ain't gonna do shit, so she's dead. We get the barracks, which gives us mega creeps, basically super minions from League of Legends on super steroids. And, like horse hormones and all that other good stuff. It's like, these mega creeps just make our super minions look like shit. So, I'm back to just farming my jungle while we wait for the rest of the team to come back from hell. Alright, so, that Storm Spirit isn't stupid, right? Those are, those are the Windrunner illusions. So we just kill it. Yeah. The illusion rune is kind of useless, except for scouting, and sometimes some people will accidentally initiate on them, and therefore they became more useful than anything they could have ever wanted. So we're back to pushing, and they initiate on us. We create a bunch of clones. I initiate like an idiot on the Darkseer, and I'm like just taking too much damage. And I cross the damn wall again, making another clone. I die. That was so awful of me. And it resulted in the rest of my team getting picked off and destroyed. Sand King, as I told you, charged up his ultimate and fucking destroyed everybody. He's like our most valuable player right now. That was a real, well played by him. If he hadn't, if he was interrupted, the rest of the team would have just dropped, and he probably would have died as well. So there, they got a near ace, and we got another tower. The Windrunner gets hit by a Mirana arrow and gets taken out. Radiance middle, radiance. Yeah, you hear the tower. It's the effective, fast motion replay system that works. Now here's a complete blunder. I can't target him because the motherfucker's too fast. And then the line of sight is obviously an issue with me. So it's like, I can't do anything. I decide, we're giving up. But why is he going back in there, the Invoker? And, the Storm Spirit kills him. And I walk away. I feel a little bad for, having failed. Yeah, but it's got a dumb of him to have gone anyways. Oh yeah, so I got a drum of endurance. Like, wait first, I'll do this. He teleports right on top of his teammate. We kill him. I face roll my keyboard. I break out of those goddamn things, and we start just tearing apart the entire enemy team. Darkseer thinks he can escape. No, bah. Q again gets cleaved by Sven. It's okay. The drum of endurance. It gives you, 9 to all your stats, I think it was. It gives you a passive mobility boost. Oh yeah, Storm Spirit tries to kill me again because he, loves me. And it has an active. When I press the active, it gives my teammates a lot of movement speed and attack damage. So it's a pretty good ass item for your team. But it has only 4 charges. You better make them count. Storm Spirit initiates on my team, kills me, and then just escapes because that's what badasses do. They pick on the Sven. We have this one, so my team is kind of just acting silly now. Doesn't matter. But Storm Spirit is amazing. Like as a character, just look at his mobility. You guys all bitch about a lot of people are bitching about Ari. Look at this guy, and he's balanced because he's squishy. If you CC him once, he's probably gonna die. I mean that goes with a lot of carries, but this guy, Intel carries kind of have that whole we don't itemize for any health kind of deal. Anyways, that was Sven, and I know Dota 2 videos are still kind of unprofessional, but gotta live with that until I get better at this game. I am getting better, but still a learner. I'll get there, hopefully, eventually.